Hi guys, so the video that I'm showing you today is part one of a two-part video that's going to be of my travels to Sanya, which is in Hainan, which is an island in the south of China. And so a little bit of background, Sanya is kind of a little bit of like a resort area. There are a lot of resorts there. And it's also a very popular tourist destination for Russians, actually, because it's, I guess, kind of the closest and cheapest tropical place that they can go to. So I went to Sanya with my partner, and we stayed there for 9 days, and we stayed about half the time in Dadonghai, and about half the time in Yalong Bay, which are basically just two different areas. Dadonghai is a little bit more close to like city center and a little bit more of like people actually live there, whereas Yalong Bay is more of a resort area. And so part of the reason we did this was just because of what interesting things and attractions are nearby each place, and the other part of the reason was to kind of utilize our spending in the best way possible. In Dadonghai, we stayed in a hostel and it was very cheap. And then in Yalong Bay, we stayed in a resort, not like a super expensive resort, but it was like the nicest place I think I've like ever stayed, maybe. But it was, even being that nice, only I think like $100 US a night, which yes, that's a lot for China, but like comparatively that same place would have been like 500 a night in the US, maybe more. So we figured, you know, splurge a little bit and get that experience. So part one of this video is going to be showing you my travels in Dadonghai and that area, and then part two is going to be my adventures in Yalong Bay. So the biggest thing that we did while we were in Dadonghai was go to the Nanshan temple area. So this area had like a bunch of temples, and kind of like, it was interesting because there were different types of religious like buildings and relics. Like, it wasn't just Buddhist, there was I think there was like Taoist and like other like kind of a bunch of other things too. And then there's like this big giant statue, and you will kind of see all of that in a second. But the coolest thing, and I mean, like, everything was beautiful, so I say this mostly just because I'm like an animal dork. The coolest thing was that there were just like cows just like hanging out and chickens just like hanging out, and I think part of this was like, yeah, no, like they're probably used for food, but it was also cool because they were like allowed to roam and just kind of exist and go wherever the fuck they wanted, and I honestly really liked that. And like there was just a cow being followed by its baby, and then like as I just in that clip I saw like a cow, like a baby calf nursing, and I think that's like something that like I've not seen in person, and it was really like awesome. And one of those things where like if you're a vegan, you kind of just are like, that's what it's supposed to be, like, you know, like baby cows sipping on mama cow's tit juice, and that, like, that's just what makes me happy, and it was just right. And I don't know, stuff like that is like makes me nerd out and makes me feel like it's really cool. cow that just like fucking walked past us with its baby cow, and there's another cow that it was feeding its other cow.
Yeah.
It's just a cow party.